Hello. The company being analyzed today is D-Link India. This is a 1,724 crore company and it's a distribution company. So basically, it buys products, in this case, some tech products like routers, wireless routers from manufacturers. It buys them and then it sells them at a higher price to distributors, to retailers, who then finally sells them to the final customers like us. So that's what the company does, buying and selling of goods. So let's analyze the financials, the outlook for the company, and yeah, the cash flows and all of that, and try to get some understanding of the company. So first, market cap 1,724 crores, the current price of one share 487 rupees. The book value. Now, book value is assets minus liabilities. So, net assets of a company. Book value per share 134 rupees. The price to earnings ratio of 16.4. A really, really nice return on capital employed. 28%. Really high figure, return on capital employed. Maybe the best among all distributors. And return on equity, again, an extremely high 21.3%. This return capital employed return equity genuinely may be one of the best in talking about distribution companies themselves. So, and a dividend yield of 4.1%. So in fiscal year 2025, the company paid almost 15 rupees in dividends. So 15 rupees in dividends, 4% dividend yield. Okay. Should be like 3 point something percent, but still a nice dividend yield. Let's take a look at the financials. Okay, first we have the profit and loss of the company from 2015 all the way to 2025. Okay, we have sales, we have operating profit, we have operating profit margin. You can see it's in the single digits. It was in the single digits. Okay, we got profit before tax and we got net profit. So 2014, we have sales of 641 crores. Let's move forward. In 2019, we have sales of 716 crores. Let's move forward. 2023, we reach 1,181 crores worth of sales, and operating profit margin suddenly jumps up to 10%. Okay, that's interesting. And in 2025, we have sales of 1,384 crores. Okay, operating profit of 127 crores, operating profit margin of 9%. And finally, we have net profit of 104 crores. But this year, the company had a one-off exceptional item of around 10 crores. So you can remove that from this figure. So yeah, it should be lower. This 140 crores should ideally be around 130 crores. And then 25% tax, you get the required amount. Okay. Now we looked at the financials. We saw that the revenue is increasing. It was increasing very well. So let's take a look at percentage terms. Now, last 10 years, the compounded sales growth has been 8%. Okay, not the highest. 5 years, 13%. Last 3 years, 15%. And TTM is trailing 12 months. So, last 12 months, 8% sales growth. Compounded profit growth, last 10 years has been 16%. Really nice. Last 5 years, 25%. Last 3 years, compounded profit growth of 33%. And TTM trailing 12 months, 10%. So, solid sales growth, really nice profit growth, and profit growth has outpaced sales growth. So companies' margins, its profit margins have increased. So it seems to have become more profitable in terms of profit and loss statement. So that's a good thing. Return on equity has also seen an increase from 17% 10 years ago, 20% 5 years ago, and reaching 22% in the last 3 years. Very nice. So rising return on equity and rising operating profit margins, solid profit growth. Then cash flows. What is this? Cash flows. Here, we're just going to take a nice small look. Pay attention to only cash flow from operating activities. This number, you will see it fluctuates. So in 2016, you can see it's 19 crores. All these numbers are in crores. Then 2017, massive dip. 2018, 34 crores. Dip. then rise all the way to 75 crores in 2021, dip to 33 crores and 6 crores, and 2024 massive jump 121 crores, dip 90 crores. Fluctuating cash flow, but cash flow from operating activities has been negative only once in 10 years, which is a good sign. It has almost reached zero a few times, but you can see it rises and falls, but the rises seems to be greater than the falls. 34 crores fell down, reached back to 75, fell down, reached back to 121. So, yeah, fluctuating cash flows, but at least they are rising. So, cash flow positive company, mostly bit volatile, but rising, rising cash flows overall speaking. That's a good thing. 90 crores worth of cash flows, pretty good for a market cap of, what is the market cap? 1,724 crores. Not that bad. Now, what does the company actually do? So, from what I understand, the company is basically a distribution company. So, you see these products, we see switches, we see accessories, Wi Fi routers, we got cameras. These are for homes. Home customers, like customers, direct customers like us, people only. It buys these products from original equipment manufacturers, the companies that manufacture these products, and then sells them to retailers, sells them to online retailers like Amazon, maybe. Okay. Then for businesses, so these are products for businesses. So earlier for people, customers, now for businesses. You got switching, you got IP surveillance, you got industrial products, you got accessories. Again, a bunch of tech products. All right. So we got a wide range of products for both customers and enterprises. Now let's take a look at this. This is the company's annual report. We will get some important info out of this, even the balance sheet analysis. So please wait. Okay. Here we're talking about the company's distribution and supply chain network. Okay. How do they reach the customers? So here they've given it. A distribution ecosystem includes three national distributors, 100 plus business distributors, and 15,000 plus resellers, retailers, and e-tailers across the country. Three national distributors, okay, 100 business distributors, and 15,000 plus resellers across the country. Pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. Then, oh, sorry, spoilers. Regional warehousing infrastructure. Let's read. To support this vast network, D-Link has strategically sustained or strategically transitioned from a centralized warehousing model to a regional warehouse model. Okay, we now operate four key regional warehouses located in Goa, Bangalore, Mumbai, and New Delhi. Together, these warehouses offer a total storage capacity of 1.15 lakh square feet and are strategically positioned near ports and manufacturing hubs. This realignment has led to faster material availability, improved inventory control, reduced transit time, optimized freight costs, and a more efficient procure to pay cycle. Okay, so it earlier had one central warehouse, but now it has four regional warehouses, and this is making things go faster. Products can now move faster. That's pretty good. Yeah. Okay. Improvement seems an improvement. Makes sense. Then promoting Make in India. D-Link is actively contributing to the Make in India initiative by focusing on domestic development and manufacturing. So today, over 70% of D-Link India's products are sourced locally. They are made locally, I believe, procured locally. All right. I assume that means that only. Moving on. Where are my notes? Yes. Moving on. Key financial ratios. Key financial ratios here for fiscal year 2025-2024. So one we have the current ratio. This is current assets of a company divided by current liabilities. If it's more than one or less than one, it's not necessarily good or bad. It depends on the industry. So it depends. So it shows this ratio shows how big are the current assets when compared to current liabilities. Current means within 1 year. So assets which can be converted into cash within 1 year, current assets, same for liabilities. So 2.51. Return on equity, we discussed 23.69%, very nice. Earnings per share, 29 rupees. Is this accounting for dilution? We don't know. Still, 29 rupees of earnings per share for a price of how much? What was the market price of one share? 487 rupees. Okay, so 481, oh, 487 rupees, 20 rupees earnings per share. 10. Trade payables turnover ratio. Higher this ratio, it shows how fast the company actually gets payments from its customers to whom it gave products on credit. So the better, the fast, the bigger this ratio, the better. Operational profit margin, we got 8.68%. We got net profit margin, 7.48%. Not a lot of difference between operational profit margin and net profit margin, which means that the costs of depreciation and interest payments are not that massive, because between operational profit and net profit, interest and depreciation come. Then inventory turnover ratio, how fast does the company convert its inventory into sales? So higher the ratio, the better. So from 9.32 to 14.63, that is that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's really good. Now, hold up, trade payables. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I think debtors turnover ratio means that. Yeah, how fast the company actually gets payments from its customers. Anyways, uh, moving on. Let's move on. Then we move on to the balance sheet of the company. Okay. Here we have the consolidated balance sheet of the company. Here, the only thing I want to focus on, want to bring into focus, is how, let's say, healthy the balance sheet seems to look. So all these numbers are in lakhs rupees. Okay, keep in mind lakhs rupees. So under assets, like we got non-current assets, we got property, plant, equipment, 14 crores worth of that. We got goodwill, intangible goodwill, 15 crores worth of goodwill. We got other financial assets, 10 crores. So property, plant, equipment, 14 crores, but trade receivables of 365 crores, investments of 168 crores, cash and cash equivalents of 39 crores, bank balances other than cash and cash equivalents of 49.3 crores. So the company is very current asset heavy. So fixed assets like property, plant, equipment, heavy assets like that, very, very less when compared to current assets. Look at that. Cash and cash equivalents alone are 31 crores, more than double property, plant, and equipment. Then, if you're wondering what trade receivables mean, basically, as many businesses do, the company like D-Link, it will sell its products to customers on credit, meaning it will give the customers the goods, but will take back the money for those goods after some time, let's say 30 to 60 days. So that money that the customer owes D-Link after D-Link has already supplied the goods, that is key. After supplying the goods have been supplied, payment has to be made. That payment is known as trade receivables. So money that customers yet have to give back. 365 crores. Very dependent on trade receivables being good. If you go at liabilities, right? If you go at liabilities, you see non-current liabilities, only 1.3 crores worth of lease liabilities and 33 lakhs of other financial liabilities. See, even in other current liabilities, only thing is trade payables. 251 crores worth of trade payables. Basically, now if you're wondering what are trade payables, just like D-Link gives its customers products, goods on credit, just like that, it gets supplies from its suppliers on credit. So its suppliers supply D-Link with some product. So D-Link will pay the supplier for those products after some time. Let's say 30 to 50 days, 30 to 40 days. So that is trade payables, the money that D-Link has to pay its suppliers for the supplies or whatever they were supplied. So as you can see, we already discussed current liabilities. You see current liabilities and current assets. Current liabilities are like 270 crores. Current assets at the top is like 700 crores. So current assets are way more than current liabilities, and its non-current liabilities are extremely small. So balance sheet overall seems very healthy. A cash and cash equivalents of 30 crores and bank balances of another 49 crores. That's pretty good. It seems like a very healthy balance sheet. So moving on, moving on. Next, we see this. These are the notes in the notes in the annual report. Here we have notes for revenue for operations. So revenue from operations has been segregated. Okay. So as you can see, again, these numbers are in lakhs. So the total revenue was 1,383 crores. Okay. Out of that 1,383 crores, 1,376.3 crores came from sale of networking products. So products, okay, physical products, selling routers, selling the switches and all of that, switching, I guess, and surveillance cameras, all of that. And sale of services relating to network security software. So it sells some network security software also. And last year, it generated 9.3 crores. 2 years ago, it generated 9.3 crores. In fiscal year 2025, it generated 7.5 crores. It's a revenue source, but seems to be a really, really small revenue source. All right. Moving on, moving on. Yes, this is the company's biggest expense. This is an expense. You can see 1,116 crores, 1,160 crores worth of purchase of stock in trade networking products. Stock in trade, see, the company buys networking products like these products and then sells those same networking products to distributors, retailers at a slightly higher price. So, of course, the company's biggest expense is going to be the purchase of these goods, these networking products. Stock and trade, the word trade has been used. So, trade is buying and selling. Okay. What else do we have? Yes, dividend policy. Finally, dividend policy. Uh, yes, yes. So, uh, let me just bring this up. Okay. So March 31st, 2024, the company paid a final dividend of 13 rupees per share. And for fiscal year 2025, proposed dividend of 15 rupees per share, from what I understand. So compared to the 480 rupees of uh, per share price right now, how much is 13? 13 divided by 480, that's a 2.7% dividend yield, which is pretty nice actually. 15 divided by 480, oh, 3.1%. 3.1% dividend yield, not bad at all. Pretty good. So it's paying out a lot of dividends. How much did it pay out in dividends? Interim dividend, final dividend for the year. Yeah, a lot of dividends. 63 crores in dividends. Proposed dividends on equity shares. Okay, so last 2 years, it seems to be paying some nice dividends. Finally, finally, outlook. What is the outlook for the company? Here, it's mentioned in their annual report again, the industry outlook. So they are in the IT, hardware, and networking equipment market. Okay. The outlook for the industry is that in India, it's poised for significant growth. The market size for IT hardware is estimated to be growing at a CAGR of 7.1%. Similarly, the networking equipment market is expected to be expanding at a CAGR of 5.5% from 2024 to 2030. So 5.5% from one of the segments, network equipment market, and hardware itself poised to grow at estimated to grow at 7.1%. And I think that's it. That's it. These are the growth rates we're looking at. But who knows how well will D-Link grow? So that was it. That was D-Link India, distribution company. Good margins, improving margins, 9 to 10% operating margins, pretty good for a distribution company, very honest. Really, really nice return on equity, really, really nice return on capital employed, and rising cash flows. Volatile, but still rising cash flows. Good dividends, 2 to 3% dividend yield, really, really nice. Uh, Again, very healthy balance sheet. Yes, very healthy balance sheet. Not a lot of interest payments, almost really, really little debt. And that's it. That was D-Link India. What are your opinions on the company? Do write them below. Hope you have a nice day.